My name is Peq Haláw, which is White Eagle, and I'm from the Peq Haláw, which is the Frog clan. And I'm Slatliam, which is our nation, and my English name is Michael. I'm from Slatliam territory, and specifically from a community called Lillooet. And I live in Peq, which is one of the communities as well. So that's where you're filming me now, is in Peq, one of the 5 communities that make up the Peq clan. The other 4?
Yeah.
Well, there's Scumkeen, and that's down at the lake, and Lillooet is the one up above the Lillooet, village of Lillooet, and then this here's Peq, and then down towards Texas Creek is Toinuk, and I can't remember the other one, but there is 5 anyway. So yeah, they're on our flag. The names are on our flag.
Okay.
So maybe if you want to fill in a spot, you can show the flag and say that's. But anyway, so basically we're, our family and all the peoples of the Slatliam, all the families are been here since time immemorial. This is where the Creator placed us. And so we've never left our territory. We've always lived here. And so we survived the Great Flood, and there's a story behind that people can read about. And that so the transformers came, and they're called the transformers. They came and cleared the land and made sure it was in good shape for us to come back and live on the land. And then our history just keeps going on forward, and then the next major one would be the signing of the Declaration of the Lillooet Tribe, which was in May 10th, 1911. And then of course, and then us signing a Unity Declaration here in Squailuch, which is in the eastern part of our territory. So there is a record of our existence right through that you can follow, and about the Slatliam and their development, and the types of organizations we have today, and the type of government we have that we have put into place. And so each of the respective communities, there's originally 17, now there's 11. So, and those 11 basically honor the Declaration of the Lillooet Tribe, because that's part of our history. It claims that we're the rightful owners to our territory and everything that pertains thereto. And it's a document that most of our youth should begin to read and understand, and because it is about them, and it tells them what their relationship is to be with respect to the land, is to be with the other governments. That we never deserted our land. We've lived here since time immemorial. We've never given our territory away, and that we're the only ones that can give it away if we so choose. But of course we haven't. We maintain what you call today is Slatliam title and rights, but title and rights is really a colonial expression. But sometimes you got to use colonial expressions so that the other governments will understand them. In other words, what I would say, it's our Inhachman Katla, meaning our way of life. And so that's because when we practice our traditions, like and culture, and like going fishing and going berry picking, and all the things like our sweats, spiritual things like sweats, and our gatherings, the way we gather, and the types of houses we lived in, and all that is a history that young people should know, that when we talk about Slattery title and rights, we're talking about the way we lived and the way we moved forward. So we haven't abandoned the way we live either, but yeah, we live in houses and things like that, but the basic roots of our culture are still intact. And of course, one of our major issues that we have for our own health and sustainability is the fish that flow through our tribes, through our territory, through basically the Fraser River, which brings up the fish through their 4 cycles, and they return home, and then they lay their eggs, and then then the little ones go back down, and the whole cycle repeats itself. And so, if you dig into some of the sheepskins, which is the pit house, you'll find when you're excavating there are lots of bones from fish, So that's a proof that that's how we lived, and I would estimate that our population was probably plus 50,000 in this area, and then the disease came along, of course, and then we were down to maybe 2,000 or so, maybe even a few hundred. But we've been able to come back, so we're probably around 10,000 again. That some live in the territory and some don't live they live more in the cities because of the education and all that kind of stuff. So basically, we acknowledge that we have our basic roots in the land, but those roots are not frozen in time. That means we would evolve, and so we now have evolved into a nation that has different type of economic benefits today. So, but our traditional economics was the berry picking, the fish, all those things and the deer and the bear and our hunting and all those kind of things was part of our way of life. So that's who we are, and we still practice all that today, and we haven't deserted the land. In no circumstance have we ever done that. And that's what the young people got to understand, is that it's going to be up to them to carry on and make sure that they maintain this territory as best as they can in this time, because this time is pretty is in a bad situation right now. But our people will live through it. We've lived through it before, and we'll still be intact. So we will be one of those nations in the future that will help shape the world. And so, yeah, that's one of the destinies of Indigenous peoples, is to shape the world for a better world for our children. And that's one of our responsibilities that we will be taking on more and more as we move forward in this, what these people call climate change, and the earth changes, and all those things that are happening on the earth right now. We will help people through that. We've been through it. For us moving forward, one of our rules will be, because we're still intact, we're real communities. We're not communities that have just been, like Whistler down there is a community that is, because of money and skiing, popped up, right? So we're real communities with real families, with real traditional roots, and our traditional roots go back since time immemorial. And so because of that, and because of all the pain and suffering we went through, as well as Indigenous peoples through the colonial acts of the other governments, Christopher Columbus and all this kind of stuff, calling us Indians and so on and so forth. So colonial rule was very harsh on our people, but we survived that. And that's how strong our people are. Yes, they may look weak because we've been beat up a little bit, and there's alcohol, but now everybody has alcohol and drug problems, but we're in one sense as a community now moving in the other direction, so we're moving that, so a lot of people have stopped drinking, they don't drink, and they don't take drugs, and so things are changing, but there's still always that colonial pull, which is, that's where the alcohol and all those things came from, eh? So anyway, I got carried away.